afternoon, wherever you are in television land. I am your host, Monique Massey Jefferson, and this is See You on the B side. The anointing is on the A side, but the groove lives on the B side. And it's just another part of me that I love to share as an independent artist. Um, God opened the door for me. And so what we do is we open the door for other independent artists. So if you have any music that is radio edit, R&B, neo soul, jazz, go-go, whatever God put in your heart, send it to us at see you on the B side at gmail.com. And it's spelled CYAONTHEBSIDE at gmail.com. And we'll spend it for you because we have the door open for us through Amazon Fire, Roku, through the Coyote Man Show Network, and the Lord is blessed, and we are on radio stations all over the world. So if people look for me, they'll find you on the V side, on the groove. So today we have an amazing woman with us. I have known Miss Suzanne Brooks now almost 20 years. My grandma introduced me to her, and she was like, I have a friend. She is a jazz band leader, and she also has this program, Women of Color Day, and she needs some help. So I want you to go over there and help her out. And when I tell you I learned so much from Miss Suzanne just on how to do business, how to celebrate women, how to be an activist. And when I tell you she is a woman that is on the move, she's been hustling, and she's a senior. So that's what even encouraged me more, is because she never stopped. You know, a lot of people when they get a certain age, oh, I can't do. And when I look at Miss Suzanne, she moving and grooving. She's still grinding. She sends letters to the president because she wants to see change, and she's been working in civil rights and women's rights for decades. So today, I want to introduce you to an amazing woman by the name of Miss Suzanne Brooks.
Thank you, Monique. I'm so happy to be here with you. I've been watching your show actually, and I'm very impressed with all that you've accomplished in such a short time. And just you mentioned your grandmother. Your grandmother was one of my biggest fans. She would get a bus to bring her to some place that I was singing, and she would show up in a wheelchair with oxygen tank on her back to encourage me in what I was doing. And so when you get that kind of help, then you love everybody. I loved all the whole family and still do. And they've always been there for me. I It's important for me to share a few things. One, I grew up in poverty, like many of us. I used to tell people my parents didn't have a baby crib for me, so I slept in a dresser drawer. And I use that as a metaphor for my life has been all the years looking over the edge of the drawer, trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this drawer and move on. And I'm still working at that. Nothing makes everything good, but we can make ourselves happy. My great grandmother was the only Spanish speaking person in the town where she lived. And from her, I learned Spanish, even though I didn't know I was learning it until later when I was studying it and words started coming from my memory from somewhere. I lived also with her husband, who was the first black lawyer in Delaware County, Pennsylvania. I was born in Philadelphia. I'm much impacted by all the things that have happened in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania. I went to Cheney State College, the first black college in the United States.
Yeah.
I was I was a police officer there at a time when there was 100 police women and 8,000 policemen. While I was there, a group of police women got together. We founded whereas the police got paid to do that, the men, we had to raise all the money for everything. And I took ballet lessons twice a week. And on the next day after that, I taught ballet to the girls that I was working with in the community. So, you learn when you don't have much, you learn how to make it work and how
Yes,
to
indeed.
spread it around. And the it's important. that we understand education. People say all the time to young people, get all the education you can because it's going to help you get a job or this. It's not.
Hmm.
You don't really know where it's going to take you, but I can tell you this: you feel better inside, you feel more powerful, it makes you stronger. So I'm a big promoter of self-education, much education, recognizing your own genius, and connecting with people who are like yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Miss Suzanne, we work together on a lot of projects. The Women of Color Day is a great project that you have, and you've been doing this for decades now, honoring women from the top to the bottom. I know that there have been some senators that have been honored, and down to Mother Ruby, the mother of the Nation of Islam, and it was a blessing to get to meet her, and so many other people, so many other great women that have done things. And then we also did the Great Women of Jazz, where you did your thing and I was the narrator, and we've had a lot of wonderful things. So tell us a little bit about Women of Color Day and the initiatives that you're trying to move through that movement.
Women of Color Day was started by another group of women out of the DC area. And when I heard the expression women of color for the first time, even before the day was around, I said, I got to go there. They were having a national conference. I went and I joined the board of directors as soon as I got there.
Oh,
Uh, I'm also bossy. Um, from there, we someone wrote us and said, there's no day in the year when women of color are honored. And so we decided on March the 1st because it's Women's History Month, and the first day of the month because women of color are always marching first. And so since then, I stayed with that group for, I think, about 12 years. And then we had some separation in what we were going to do. I decided to do something else. That organization that I started with dissolved. However, since there was no organization around, I decided I would start a new one, and I started the International Association for Women of Color Day, and made it an international activity. Now, people might think, oh, there is an International Women's Day. Those women are chosen by governments. Women for
oh,
Women of Color Day, um, I don't choose the people. I go to communities in where I am, and I ask people, who would you like to honor for whatever you want to honor them for? I don't think we have to wait and make everybody be the same in what they do that's good. I think communities can pick people and they can pick their own ethnic group or another. But also, I have encouraged other communities to do their own Women of Color Day events. And that I will give them permission to use our logo, and they can get their award plaques through us if they want, or they don't have to. Um, the one thing that I recall from when Kwanzaa got started was that Kwanzaa had an emphasis on not against money, not to have money be the center of things.
okay.
The one thing I differed with, I don't want anybody except women of color to own Women of Color Day. And
Exactly.
so I have designed the Women of Color Day greeting card, and if you're interested in working on that, I need help. I've already put some out and they've sold really well, but we need to do a lot of designs, and I have some ideas on how everybody can make a profit where they are. I don't like the idea of central power for organizations like this, but we're all broke. We all need to help each other get some capital.
Absolutely. And the beautiful thing about that is it's us working together. If we don't support each other, it's hard to be upset when other people don't support us, because we have to be the foundation. If we are not the foundation of our own situations and helping each other grow, I would rather be in a bucket of blessings if I'm going to be a crab in a bucket. We all should be able to, and that's kind of why I started the Gospel Drip and See You on the B side. Like I said, after being around you and Grandma and Sister Thomas, and all of the wonderful women that I was exposed to as a child and a young woman, you know, because I watched you guys build each other up. And I watched how, because of the connections, everybody was able to grow and flourish. So it has definitely been a blessing. So we are going to get to this song that you wrote. Now, you, as a senior, have your own jazz band, the Jazz Generation. Um, so we're going to get to this song that you wrote, Aurora, with Mr. Reggie Graham, and then you also have a gentleman from Uruguay, Mr. Sergio, on a track as well. But tell us a little bit about the Jazz Generation and your vision for that.
Well, the jazz generation, I started because I like to sing. I've been singing since I was four. And I had a point in my life, I decided people are not going to hire me as a singer like they do males.
Mm-hmm.
Um, UN groups, they go to somewhere like Paris for a year and they have 33 people in the band, not a single woman.
Mm-hmm.
So, with those being the odds, I started my band, the Jazz Generation, and it's an uphill battle because I think I'm the only real woman band leader in this area in Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I own everything. I talked to a good lawyer early on, and so I pay the band. I don't volunteer them for anything. If I want them to do something that people don't have to pay for, I pay them still.
Mm-hmm.
But the band, I joined the Jazz Association here, for example. They sent me a letter after a while to tell me they were putting me out because they had learned that I'm a gospel singer also and a hula dancer. And so they decided I was not a real jazz person.
Oh,
I laughed. I'm from Philadelphia.
uh,
Uh,
yeah, that
jazz comes from black people. I come from
exact.
slaves, so I know I'm a jazz singer.
Boy,
And I told
people
them
are
that,
crazy.
you're not black, so maybe you're not the real jazz person.
Right. How about
But this
that?
is the kind of stuff that we have to put up with.
Mm,
The song Aurora was intended to actually be a song for Obama, and Reggie Graham gave me the melody
mm,
because I was working on something for him.
mm,
But about that time, somebody took us, Women of Color organization, off Obama's website, and I put it back and they took it off. So I decided I'm not writing a song for him right now. So instead, I wrote the lyrics, which are Aurora, because it's about the aurora borealis that comes up in the sky every year up
yeah.
above Alaska, and it's all different colors. And if you haven't seen it, try to get to see it. It's beautiful. But also, I really do believe people need to recognize the fact. Actually, there are no colors of people. That was made up by the Europeans that landed in Jamestown, and they were trying to find a good way to make slavery last.
Mm,
And they did that by saying, oh, these people are one color and these are superior, and people will fight each other. And their strategy worked for a while, but we are overcoming that. But it's very important that everybody understand just because somebody tells you something don't make it true. And nobody's responsible for you learning the facts except yourself. You need education to do the research, and then you need to do the research and then share the information. So Aurora is about all the different people of the world. The fact that we're not all the same shades of whatever color, however you want to call them, is immaterial,
mm,
because there's somebody in every so-called race that looks like somebody in the other race. So it's not, there are no colors, there are cultures, and we need to teach the cultures.
yeah.
And that's this morning I watched some programs on TV. They're showcasing all of these European foods. I like those foods too. I like everything. However, we need to push to have the same media do shows about cultural based food of people from Africa, people from the Caribbean, people from Asia. Everybody has great foods, and we need to push them all so that everybody can have a restaurant and make some money and and be able to get a loan if they need ones, all of those things. So everything that we can do to promote each other makes us more powerful. So with that in
Absolutely.
mind, I wrote the lyrics to Aurora.
So we're gonna go to the video for Aurora by Miss Suzanne Brooks and the Jazz Generation
And the
on
music by Reggie Graham, and the drums by Sergio Ortuño from an Afro Uruguayan.
See Ya on the V side.
Africa, up and down America, Asia, Antarctica, Australia, Indian, Pacific, the Atlantic, all that land and ocean. We only have one world. We are all the colors of the rainbow. If not united, just a bunch of lines. When we come together, we let our light shine. We are the aurora, aurora of our time. Aurora, Algonquin in Arabic. Aurora, Amazon in Aztecan. Aurora, Bengali and Cherokee. Aurora, Creole, English, Eskimo, Quechua. Aurora, Aurora. Africa, Africa, up and down America, Asia, Antarctica, Australia, Indian, Pacific, the Atlantic, all that land and ocean. We only have one world. We are all the colors of the rainbow. If not united, just a bunch of lines. When we come together, we let our light shine. We are the aurora, aurora, aurora of our time.
All of the languages to talk about how we are, like you said, a collective of cultures, and that we should all be celebrated in our own way. That's beautiful. We thank you so much for joining us today. And we're going to jump into these other videos, but I want you to stick around and listen to them, enjoy them, and tell me what you think about the rest of the folks on the V side today. We have we have also, please, if y'all would go look up Miss Suzanne Brooks. She's on all streaming platforms, on CD Baby. Make sure y'all check her out and check out the website. Miss Suzanne, give them the website where they can get the greeting cards and find out more information about Women of Color Day and the International Association for Women of Color Day.
Yeah, the best place to go is womenworldculture.com. And that's the website that has everything, the band, the Women of Color Day, I have a store there, and so on. And you can write to me there. And anybody that sends me an email, I will send you, if you want, a copy of my book on women of color, The Constructive Extermination of Women of Color. And I give that computer version free.
Awesome. So like I said, y'all go Check her out on the website. And remember, all streaming platforms. So next up we have Miss Camille G. Brown. And Miss Camille just got married, so she got a new last name. When y'all look her up, it won't just be Camille G. Brown. She just got married on September 28th. So congratulations, Miss Camille. She comes from Chicago, and she's a vocalist and a keyboard player, and she has been in the music game quite some time. She has this amazing song that's good for the soul that says, I remember. Sometimes as we go through this life and we're looking at all the crazy stuff that's happening right now, it helps when we reflect and remember that there was a time that was amazing, and that the same God that we served yesterday is the same one today and forever. And so if he could do it for us back then, if he could bring us out, bring us joy, he can do it again. You have to just trust him, and he'll do it in season. So next up we have Miss Camille G. Brown, and I remember on See You on the B-side, where the groove lives.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hey. I'm thinking back on the days coming up, just feeling good. Can we go back to when we were carefree? Wish we could. Family reunions, my uncle burnt the barbecue. Water balloon fights, double dutch, it's what we do. Think of your memories, everyone's got 'em. Lessons that stay in your head. Think of your friendships, old ones and new ones, people you never forget. I remember the good times. I remember feeling fine. Living and laughing, smiles are in the air. Having the memories is what we share. Don't you remember the weekends and holidays? Having fun, sneaking in movies, playing two square till I won, yeah. Skating with my girls, boys were loving it in our spell. Diaries and letters, all the secrets we could tell. Cherish your memories, everyone's got 'em. Lessons that stay in your head. Think of your friendships, old ones and new ones, people you never forget.
Remember how it was back in the day. Sometimes that reflection helps bring you a little joy, and hopefully you'll be able to share that joy with somebody else. So next up, we have an R&B cut from Mr. David Ruffin Jr. Now, we heard him on the Gospel Drip, and he had a good word. But on this side, on the B side, he's bringing us a groove called Cry, Cry, Cry. Now, this gentleman is the son of the legendary David Ruffin from The Temptations. And I was seeing some news that there are 5 of them, sons of The Temptations, who are going to be getting together and doing some music under the moniker of the Sons of Motown. And they are literally the sons of The Temptations. So that music, I can't wait for it to come out. It's going to be absolutely fire. So make sure you check out Miss Camille G. Brown and Suzanne Brooks, as well as David, on all streaming platforms. And check out their websites, because they're doing a lot of great things in music, outside of music, and just for the community at large. So next, we'll have Mr. David Ruffin Jr. with Cry, Cry, Cry on See You on the B-Side, where the groove lives.
I think I wanna look into her eyes. She would do so, but she sure gives it one hell of a try. I never knew something could be wrong with something wrong. Leave falling in love with this woman. All she ever seems to do is give me girl, why you trying to make me mad? Do you feel a little better when I'm sad? Why you wanna make me cry? Girl, say you love me, but it feels like a lie. It's a shame that whenever my money ain't right, she acts a fool, yes, Lord. And that's the one thing about her I don't like. I never knew something could go wrong so fast. I made sacrifice for this woman, but all she ever seems to do is game on me. I can't get no sleep. Girl, why you trying to make me mad? Do you feel a little better when I'm sad? Why you wanna make me cry? Say you love me, but it feels like a lie. Look in her eyes. She ain't Medusa, but she sure tries. I never knew nothing to be wrong with me wanting to be in love with a woman. All they ever seem to do is give me grief. Why you gotta make me sad? make me mad, mad, mad. Why you wanna see me cry, cry, cry? And then when you ask if I love you, lie, lie, lie. Why you wanna fight with me all the time? Seems nothing else is ever on my mind. I wanna make love to you. You wanna nick and pick and make me go away. Then I'm at the bar and the tree, and I pick another one and I think exactly what I'm doing. I'm not sure, but I'm gonna stagger my way out the door. Get into my car and hope I make it home, and get into my bed and get alone.
So when I heard this song, I was like, wow, you know, oftentimes we hear the lady's perspective on how they've been mistreated. But David said, you know, sometimes I want to cry because this lady, I'm trying to love her and she been hurt and she hurting me. So, you know, we got to let brothers express their emotions. And so I love this song because he said, listen, I'm hurting. And this is, you know, this is how I feel about it. So we got to let them express their feelings. And it's a beautiful groove. So we appreciate you, Mr. David Ruffin Jr., out here doing your thing on the gospel side and the R&B. So, Miss Suzanne, we appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us today on our first show of See You on the B-Side, where the groove lives. And we want y'all to make sure you check out all of our Spotlight artists. Go check them out on all streaming platforms. Add them to your playlist. It'll give you a wonderful groove, help you get through your day. So, Miss Suzanne, again, would you give them your website where they can find you?
Yes, it's women, WOMEN, worldculture.com. And from there, you'll be able to find out about the band, Women of Color Day, and you'll be able to find an email address where you can write to me, which is contact@womenofcolorday.com. So any of those, if you reach me, I'll send you a free book.
Awesome, awesome. So y'all reach out, get that good wisdom, because if we don't get our wisdom from our elders, there's so much information that's lost. Especially like if you look in today, how they want to cut out all this Black history, they want to cut out Native American history, want to cut out all kinds of different things from the history books and from the knowledge that we're giving to the kids, and they want to flip it to their narrative. And narratives are not always truth. We need to teach truth. And so history from our people being shared and passed down through stories and through different writings is the only way we're going to learn some of these things. And so please reach out so we can learn more about what we missed out or what we don't understand, because Miss Suzanne has lived through a lot of wonderful stuff and a lot of bad stuff and a lot of good stuff. And she's on the other side and she's still here to tell the tale. And she's still moving and grooving. So we bless God for her experience, and that what she went through, we don't have to. And so we thank you for joining us today on See You on the B-Side. And remember, check out the Coyote Man Show Network on the iOS and Google Play stores, www.coyotemanshownline.com/See You on the B-Side. And Roku page for the Coyote Man Show Network and Amazon Fire TV page. And we'll see you guys next week on See You on the B-Side. Y'all be blessed, and we'll see you next time. Job 1:8. The Lord and the devil were having a conversation, and he was turning up. And the Lord said, have you considered my servant? For every trial and tragedy, you give me victory. You give me victory. For every mountain, you won me over.
say, baby, it wouldn't be so easy. Take the good with the bad, it's all to strengthen me. Jeremiah 29:11 says, He knows the plans that He has for me, not to harm, but to bring me through and prosperity. You gotta have a test to get to your testimony. He's got me in His hands, He gives me victory.